Well, I'm glad to have you on because I'm a fellow guitar player and I love the guitar tone on the record. And I saw your guitar and I thought, oh man, let's talk about that guitar. Let's talk about what EMG pickup he's got in there. Let's just talk about guitar stuff.
Of course, man.
So take us through the guitars on this record. It sounds like there's some quad tracking going on.
Of course, yeah. 2 guitars on the left, 2 on the right, but mixed. Also, you have guitar 1 on the left and right, and also guitar 2 on left and right. So not the traditional way, like one here and one there. So both on both sides. I like this more for some parts. So yeah.
Okay. So was that your decision, Fabian, or was that the producer's decision? Like, did he show you the 2 options and you picked, or what happened?
I'm actually producer, so I also did mix and mastering. So yeah, it was my decision. But we do this since the first record.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you do, like, for example, one is slightly louder in the left and one is slightly louder in the right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like there's some overdrive pedal action going on as well.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
I mean, together with a PV5150, actually it's a Kemper preset I used. But yeah, it helps a lot.
Okay.
Even with Kemper.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, what I found most interesting was that, are those the settings right there?
Yeah. Yes. No, not the drive. Maybe like this.
Okay.
It's more for the tone, for the mid-range. It's also some kind of filter, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love it.
I recognized it because as I was listening, I was like, man, that guitar tone's meaty. And then because sometimes there can be a bit of a mid boost in the like around 700 hertz or so, where you kind of get a little bit of a ha-ha sometimes. I noticed that. It was just chugging around like and I'm like, oh, there's an overdrive pedal in there.
Yeah. That's very nice, and it also helps for the lower mids, like 300-400, so it doesn't get that muddy. So yeah, really like this one.
Yeah,
but that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Now, do you have on all 4 tracks? Is it the Kemper and the overdrive, or do you have some with just the Kemper and some including the overdrive to get a mix?
No, it's all the same preset, all the same. I always try different settings, also on other productions, but I just use what sounds best. Maybe that's not the typical way, but it just sounded best. And like you said, 2 guitars a little bit quieter, 2 louder, and yeah, that just worked. And also for the leads, it's the same sound, just some delay and reverb. I usually don't do this. I use for leads some other tones, other amplifier or cabinet or something else. But yeah, it's the same like the rhythms, and I was just able to build a big wall of guitars, maybe. With using one sound. Yeah. This time.
Did that surprise you at all? Like, as a producer, cool, I should use a different tone for leads or whatever else.
Yes, it was surprising because I tried first different amps and settings for the lead guitars, but I always came back to the rhythm sound also for the leads. So, and it was quite surprising, yes.
Cool. Are the leads quad tracked as well?
Double tracked.
Double tracked. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Most of the leads are double tracked. Yes. I think there's just one fast guitar solo, what's just in the center. And yeah, but all the other melody lead stuff is double tracked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. And then what else do I have on here? Other notes. Yeah. Guitar tone, quad tracking, melodic. I wrote down melodic. I love how melodic you guys are. And there's certain songs that I was listening to when I was preparing for this, where I was like, man, that chord progression went exactly where it needed to go. Like that was sweet.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Because it's heavy, but I don't feel like my ears are being, drilled out with over heaviness. I feel like you guys are giving me enough melody to follow along.
That's great to hear, man.
Yeah.
I love melodies, but I never went to guitar school or something like that. So I teach them myself, and just figured out over the years. I mean, if you listen to our first record, it's not that melodic. We don't have twin guitars and stuff like that. We just evolved over the years, and it's nice to hear this.
Yeah. Sidestepping on that topic, can you beatbox for me? That's a strange question. Beatbox. I don't know. Somebody just asked. Chonks123 asked if you can beatbox for me. Which person do you want to beatbox?
I hopefully you, because I'm a little bit sick, and when I beatbox now, the slime comes out of my nose, I think.
Oh, quatch. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Chonks. Do you have any questions for Fabian regarding the new Deserted Fear record, Doomsday, coming out? Actually, it's already out, March 4th. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. That was gonna be my next question. So you taught yourself guitar, and you mentioned that the first album didn't have that melody, but this album does. So is this album just like a snapshot in time of where Deserted Fear is in its evolution, or did you guys sit down to try and think of where you wanted this record to go?
No, that's just pure emotions on this record. So just music from that moment. I mean, the next record can sound totally different. But yeah, that's just the death metal I like it most now, maybe, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just evolved, and that was, just spontaneously what we had in mind.
Yeah. And then something else, there were certain points in the record where I was listening, and if my eyes were closed and you smacked me and woke me up and said, what are you listening to? There were moments where I could have said, I'm listening to Insomnium right now.
Oh, yeah, I love Insomnium. We toured with them 5 years ago, maybe because of that.
Well, what was funny is I was looking at the credits, the talking points, the things that the label says to talk about.
Uh-huh.
And they said that you guys toured with Insomnium, and I thought, well, that's a good fit. I'm pretty sure did you guys pick up some new fans after that?
I don't know. Maybe, yes.
Yeah, I guess that's the crazy thing about concerts is, you don't see like a like thing. Like if you were playing a show, can you see like a like thing? Like, bing, bing, bing. You don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Now, something along those lines was, in metal, it's been about the breakdowns for a long time, especially like, certain styles. So it's all about the breakdowns. You guys go into what I call interludes, like melodic interludes.
Yeah. You like it?
I like it.
Yeah, because some people hate it. They always skip it.
They skip it. Why do they skip it?
I don't know, because I love it too.
Well, yeah, so take us through that. So, at the point in the song where everybody's expecting a breakdown, you guys go into an interlude, and obviously you love it. Is it difficult to write those?
You mean this kind of interlude? I thought you talk about the interlude, like the classic stuff, like at its end between the songs and the intro. But you mean the interlude in the song?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's those too, so we can talk about those too.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually meant like in the actual song, instead of like a breakdown, it's like it's just like I'm all of a sudden transported somewhere. Where you would normally have soaring synths and things like that, where I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
I just learned that from all the other great bands, so I do it too.
Natürlich,
yeah. I mean, there's always space for another great riff in a song, some kind of main riff. So yeah, you put this one in the interlude section.
Yeah, that brings up a really good question. So always room for another great riff. Are these riff-based songs, or are these like actual chord progressions? You could play it on an acoustic guitar around a campfire, but you guys death metaled them.
Definitely no campfire. Everything happened here inside my studio, so no fire.
No fire in the studio? Okay.
It's different. Sometimes, I mean, it's always the same. I just grab a beer and my guitar and start playing around and instantly record the stuff I like. Sometimes I miss stuff and then I forgot it. But then, if I have a nice riff, then I think that's the melody first, and then I put the chords under the melody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are you looking to tell a story with the melody?
Not a story, but sometimes you're in a mood, like you had a bad day or had a very nice day. So
Yeah.
maybe I had some more bad days on this record.
I was gonna say Doomsday. How many nice days showed up on this record?
A lot. Oh yeah, let's don't talk about the title of the record, because at this moment it's a pretty shitty title. What's going on in the world?
Well, yeah, I mean that's always an interesting one. Listening to metal the last few days, where a lot of focus is on conflict, such as what's going on, it's really interesting and eerie almost to be in the middle of that, especially Funeral of the Earth. That could happen any minute now.
Yeah.
part of the end. That could be where we're at right now. Reborn Paradise. So, I mean, interestingly enough, how does that feel, the timing of the record? And obviously you have no control over that, but how does that feel?
I mean, the title, the idea behind the title is that it's not about the doomsday, like a particular day,
Right.
But we thought if humanity continues like this, if we treat our nature this way, how we deal with each other, for example, or there will be a doomsday for sure. I mean, we live here in Thuringia. It's beautiful nature, lots of forests and rivers, and we also like to go fishing. And what you see while going fishing or hiking, what people leave behind, that just makes me sad and mad. And and also like the war in Ukraine now and all the other wars in the world, and how you see how people are with each other in our society, what's going on there, especially during coronavirus. I don't know. There will be a doomsday for sure if we go on like this.
Yeah. Especially seeing, like, for example, masks and things that are pandemic related that are just littered about. I know that makes me sad. Like, all right, well, we saved some human life, but what have we done to the planet in the meantime?
Yeah.
Wow. And that takes me to some of the societies that you guys look like you got some funding from to do some of these music videos, because these music videos are pretty intense. Looks like you got into an actual mine shaft. Obviously, I don't know about that for sure. Acting out the Berlin Wall stuff. I don't have the names of any of the societies, but at the end it said, in partnership with certain societies. Take us through that. Is that just like grants that you guys applied for and said, we're a band, we want to make a music video, give us money?
No, that's some kind of project funding. So
Okay.
you write down what you aim for. Like, okay, we want to release a new record and do videos and go on tour, and you have to tell them why you should get the money. So, like, okay, we have been in the German charts with our last record on 20, and we will play outside of Germany too, and then they decide, a jury decides who can get the foundation, and luckily we got it, and so they give you a little bit of money for doing all this stuff.
Okay. Now, you said luckily. Was there anything that helped to impact that luck? Like, for example, was it the record label backing, or was it that you were planning to play shows outside of Germany?
Yeah, the outside shows, I think that's some kind that we are an international band, so that's important for them.
Yeah,
I think.
Okay. What if you sang in German? Does that change anything?
In German?
Yeah. What if you sang your songs in German? Does that change anything? No. Okay.
We never tried to.
I've heard from other German bands that if you sing in German, like, the critics are rough on you, but if you sing in English, it's like it's okay.
I think just Rammstein is allowed to sing German.
Cool. All right, mine tile. Now, what else do I have on here? Drop A sharp. One of the songs sounds like it's in drop A sharp.
Yes, it is.
All right. Is that
which one? I think Part of the End, the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Because I was listening to it, because I heard that and I was like, ooh, that sounds like drop A sharp. And then I listened to the other songs. I'm like, I'm not hearing drop A sharp.
Yeah.
C? Are you just tuned to C standard then? No?
No, B standard and drop A.
Okay. B standard and drop A. Boom. Is it because of the vocals or just because you wanted to sound heavy or?
No, when we started back then, it was just the lowest tuning.
You can go lower. You can go to G.
Yes, but we don't have the guitars for, so.
Oh yeah, this is all I got.
Just bought the thickest strings and yeah.
What strings are those?
Oh man.
Is it like these guys right here?
No, but the Deodario.
Ooh, yeah.
Where are they? Oh yeah, they're in our tour case already.
Yeah, I got some Diodarios right here.
Oh yeah, yes, these ones.
Yeah.
I think.
These ones are 11 to 56, which that.
Oh no, 13 to 60 something.
Okay, because I've got right now, based on supply chain issues, I would prefer D'Addario. They last longer. At least for me, that's an interesting thing. I used to think strings were strings, and then I used D'Addario for a while, and then I got these Ernie balls, which are 12 to 62, because I'm also pretty low myself. We used to be in drop C, and then I was working on a project with a singer that needed it lower, so we went down to drop B. But I found, maybe it's just my chemistry, or I don't know, maybe they went cheap, but they don't last as long as D'Addarios.
I really love the Deodarios, so yeah.
Yeah, we both love D'Addario.
13 to 62, the baritone.
Yeah, baby, 13.
But I also found a new brand, it's called La Bella.
Oh, La Bellas. They make classical strings.
Yes, and they do 13 to 70, and that's for the drop A. Just perfect.
Yeah, it is, baby. I'll have to see if I can find those. Because recently I started using the NYXL, which sound fabulous, but they're pricey.
Uh-huh.
Pricey little strings. Okay, what else we talk about? Yes, I wanted to know, in your guitar, is that an EMG 81 or an EMG 85? Yes. 81? Okay.
81 all the way.
Yeah.
I tried all the other famous new pickups, but I always came back to the 81. I don't know why.
It's good.
I tried Fisherman Fluence. They sound great, but I don't know. I thought it wasn't worth the money.
Yeah. Well, they're the new trend, and maybe they're offering people more money or something. But I mean, at the end of the day, an active pickup is an active pickup in my mind. But yeah, I just recently switched over to EMG myself.
And what I thought, what was really strange, the DI sounded totally different compared to the EMGs. But when it went through the amp, I don't know, there was not that difference at all. So
yeah, starting to split hairs at that point.
Yeah,
I think. Okay, 13 to 62, D'Addario, Kemper 5150, Tube Screamer TS9. We're drop A tuning, B standard, quad tracking, melodic, interludes, both on the album and in the song. EMG 81. We talked about those societies where you sent out letters to get funding. And one of the reasons I wanted to chat about that was because I don't think enough bands utilize that. What sort of, strategy, or what would you say to bands who maybe even aren't considering that or don't even know that that's on their radar? Because all around the world, I've chatted with bands from Canada, the United States, wherever, and they've written letters to some of these artistic societies, and they've gotten some money to do some really cool things. I mean, really cool things.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was our first time too. I know in Scandinavia, like Sweden, Norway, they do this a lot. They help bands pretty much, and but in Germany, for a metal band, it's quite difficult, I would say. So yeah.
Everything goes to Rammstein, and then whatever else is left.
Yeah. Maybe Rammstein can do some foundation for bands.
They should. They really should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of scanning the internet for weird news articles, they could just help bands, like Deserted Fear. That's fantastic. Das ist sehr fantastisch, ja. So one of the topics that came up, actually, that I thought was interesting was the Berlin Wall. And I remember watching that wall come down myself as a kid.
How old are you?
I am 37.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was on TV, but I remember.
Uh-huh.
And I had a friend who whose parents worked in the military, and he brought back a piece of the wall. So they had a piece of the wall actually because they were stationed there at that time. So definitely, as I was watching the music video, I thought to myself, well, interesting topic. And I figured I'd just bring it up and say, Fabian, warum? Why? Why are we? Yeah, warum?
I mean, first of all, we are from the East and we are born in this time. And it's just crazy because we are raised in peace. We are free. We can travel everywhere we want. And in the time I was born, it wasn't able for our parents to go to the West. Mm-hmm. So if they tried to, they got shot maybe. So my dad tried to, and he went to prison. So there's quite a good chance that I wasn't here today. So, and during the coronavirus, people who lived in the East and lived under this dictatorship now think they live in a dictatorship in Germany, and they say things like we want the wall back, and how they talk about refugees, and that's just crazy to us. And we wanted to remember these people that not a long time ago we had the same here in Germany.
Yeah, an actual situation.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, especially coming from Canada, we have those annoying truckers.
Right now,
even right now, protesting they don't have freedom.
Okay. I heard about that.
Yeah, it's pathetic, and they're still protesting, and then they'll have like a moment of silence for Ukraine, and then continue on with their protests that they don't have any freedom. Yeah, it's like, what in the world? But as I was watching the music video, I thought to myself, of those idiots, there are actually people out there, and I think as I was watching the music video, the Ukraine thing hadn't happened yet. But so the trucker thing was fresh in my mind, like, hey, there are people who actually got shot trying to achieve real freedom.
Yes.
And here these jerk-offs are. I'm not very nice about them. I'm sure you noticed.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So this record that we won't say the name of, out March 4th. What have I not talked about that you want to share about the record? Or what were you hoping I would ask, I guess?
Hoping you would ask?
Yeah, I really hope that John asks me, I don't know. Ooh, drums! We could talk about drums. So you mixed the record. That's fantastic. I love the choice of samples and the drums. Cool drum sound. And I love the ride bell. I'm a massive...
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I'm a massive fan of ride bells.
Me too.
Going back to like Queensryche, just like king, king, king. Just like just rocking along. Yeah. Take us through that.
That's a pretty big bell. I think the Siljan Mega Bell thing.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah, I was zooming in on the drums because I was like, how many China cymbals is that? The guy's got like 3 or 4 China cymbals. And then I'm like, where's this ride bell coming from? Is it like a Zill bell? Or is it like an extra sample? Or like what happened? And I look and it's like this big. Just like a nipple waiting to milk the world. Just like king, king, king.
And Simon hits it pretty hard, so yeah.
He looks like a good drummer.
He is. He is just awesome. I mean, there are not a lot samples, to be honest.
Okay.
But that's possible because he hits pretty hard.
Yeah. And maybe it's just because I think of metal and I think of either not entirely sample replacement, but sample reinforcement just to make sure it's punchy. But I guess, take us through that drum sound a little bit more because it's a pretty simple mix from what I could tell. We've got bass, vocals, maybe how many tracks of vocal? 1, maybe 2?
Just 1, and just left and right at some parts.
Yeah. And then the guitars, which are obviously quad tracked.
Yes.
Some kind of bass, in the center.
Not a lot bass. This one here. It's a pretty, I don't know, standard. What is it?
Music Man?
Yeah, it looks like a Music Man, but it's just a cheap copy. But it sounds good.
Hey, sounds good. Sounds good. It is good, baby.
Sterling by Music Man. That's a cheap cheap Music Man, but it's made by Music Man.
Okay. So if you had, if the societies gave you more money, then you could have gotten a real Music Man.
Yeah. Yes, but they don't pay for instruments and stuff. I tried to, but they don't finance this stuff.
Man, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. Well, but you also used a real bass, so that's cool. Because like you could have used like Easy Bass or Moto Bass or something like that, and gotten any bass guitar you wanted virtually. I guess that's a kind of a funny question. Take us through recording the bass. Why real bass? In a world of MIDI, why real bass? And
because it's easy.
It's easier. Okay, easier than easy. Yeah.
I mean, for the Deserted Fear, the bass is just playing more or less exactly what the rhythm guitars are playing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's done pretty fast. So once the guitars are done.
Yeah. Did you split the signal into lower bass, higher bass?
Did I? Sometimes I do, but I think I did not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I just used some kind of multi-band compression and just compressed the low end pretty hard. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds tight. Sounds tight like that ride bell.
Yeah, and for the drums, it's just a Sonor SQ1 drum set, I think. And most cymbals are Sabian AAX, mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah. Nice and bright cut through.
Mm-hmm.
No poopy.
And, yeah, what more to say? I don't know.
Yeah, no poopy overtones.
I used...
Did you guys record the drums in a studio?
Just here inside my studio, yeah.
Okay.
We have some kind of drum booth. I can show you if you want.
Take us on a studio tour.
Oh, yeah, that's... Or like this.
Yeah.
Here's mine.
All right. I mean, really, in today's day and age, do you need much more other than maybe a live room?
No. So, and for the drums, it's pretty funny because it's not very typical. But someday we bought this kind of cabin. I think you can't see this. There's a room inside a room.
Room inside a room.
Oh, there's no light in here.
Oh, wow, but there are drums.
It's a pretty small room, and it's totally dead.
Yeah, that's interesting. So,
hey,
did you play with reverbs a lot then on the... Okay.
And that's pretty interesting because you don't have resonances here from the room.
Right.
So it's fucking dry, totally dry.
Yeah.
But it sounds fucking clean, no resonances. You don't have to make crazy EQ cuts to kill some ugly frequencies or stuff like that. So you can use almost the natural sound from the drums and add some reverb, and it's more or less done.
Yeah, no trying to kill.
So I think better you have a small, pretty dead room instead of a shitty room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some giant room, and you know that you got to cut out 379 hertz.
And I mean, it's death metal, so you don't need that much room at all. So yeah,
that's true. And based on the speed, you don't really want a whole lot of decay either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you shape down the drums quite a bit then in the EQ stage to... Okay. No. Okay. I was going to ask about bass because as I was watching the video, I realized, wait a minute, they're a trio with no bass player.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Well, that's cool. Is it because you guys are difficult to work with? I mean, you don't seem difficult to work with, but I don't know, maybe.
It just happened over the time because bass player left because of work. The second one left because of his studies.
Yeah.
Third one too. So at some point we just decided, okay, we stay in 3-piece forever.
Yeah. 3-piece forever. Well, if you ever come to Canada and you need a bass player, just let me know.
Yeah, of course.
Sweet. Cool. You mentioned drinking beer. What kind of beer do you drink? Märzen?
I drink all kind of beers. I love to test or try all the beers are available in the supermarket. Not just the cheap ones, but
not just the cheap ones. Thank you so much for the question from the chat. Unfortunately, it was entirely irrelevant. But if anybody has any relevant questions for Fabian regarding the record from Deserted Fear coming out, or is out, sorry, March 4th. There's some music videos available. If you go to YouTube, search up Deserted Fear, you can check out the music videos. Very well done. Are you guys actually in a mine shaft?
In a mine shaft?
What was it?
What is mine shaft?
What is mine shaft?
Kannst du das in Deutsch sagen?
In Deutsch sagen. Mine shaft? Ich weiß nicht.
You mean the mine, the coal mine?
Coal mine, yeah.
Mine shaft, okay.
Was
I never
bedeutet?
heard this word before.
Yeah, was
So
bedeutet
yeah, it
das?
was actually a coal mine, yes, in the west of Germany. They have a lot of coal mines there.
Do you guys put the drums down in there like one at a time? And
it was not under the earth, to be honest. It was
okay.
like the training mine. They just built it into the mountain, not under the mountain. Yeah.
Okay. Gave you some rocks to crush. And like, yeah, working the mine.
But it was really cool there. I mean, we love big machines, and they have a lot of big machines there.
Yeah. Who doesn't love big machines? Okay. Sweet. We covered everything, I think. Yeah. What else? What else is here on the sheet of paper? Founded in 2007.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago.
Ages ago. Tell us about that, maybe. What is that like, having founded in 2007, and now here you are talking to a guy in Canada?
I don't know what I did the past years, because I remember still the food on the first gig, and that's almost 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. I mean, we never expected to do 5 records. We just, put the drums in the rehearsal room, started playing around, and at some point we had 9 songs, and we decided to record a record for ourselves first of all, but then it turned out quite good, so we sent it to a record label, but never expected to get a contract. And yes, now 5 records later we are here. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What's kept you going for 10?
I think the live shows, the energy, the fans. Yeah, we love this.
Cool. Yeah, so there it is. Music videos available. Record out now. Bum, bum, yeah. Century Media Records. Recorded, mixed, and mastered by the band's very own Fabian Hildebrandt at Eisensound Studio.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where you are right now? Bist du
Yes.
nach Eisensound Studio?
Mm-hmm.
Lyrical themes.
I mean, it's my house. So I live more or less in the studio. So
yeah, I mean, those are the rules, right? Like when you own a studio, these days especially. Okay, I think we covered everything. Guitar tone, quad tracking, melodic, the tuning, the overdrive pedal, interludes, societies, grants, EMG 81, Berlin Wall. Cool. Anything else, Fabian?
maybe the microphone. Wow, surprising.
SM7B, yeah.
Yes.
And you mentioned a Kemper profile of the 5150. Is it the one that's over there in the corner? Did you profile your own 5150?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the 5150, it's the 6505, actually.
Okay. Do you find a difference between those two amps?
I never had a 5150 here, so I can't tell you.
Yeah. What else? Why did you do a profile of it when you have the amp right there in your dead room and an SM7?
Because it's much more easier to change things later.
Very true.
So yeah, I just recorded the I signal through the Kemper, or with the Kemper tone, and
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, it was the first time I mixed our record, and I was still able. I mean, when you got the first mix from the engineer, you always hear stuff you want to change, like this tone in the melody or some vocal parts, or so. This time we were able, and so yeah, that's much more safe instead of moving microphones in front of a cabinet.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned this is the first time that you were doing the mixing on the record?
Time.
Sorry?
This time it was my first mixing for Deserted Fear.
For Deserted Fear. Yeah. So did you doubt your ability beforehand, or what? What was the change?
Because everyone was telling me you should mix the next Deserted Fear record. I mean, I got into mixing 10 years ago when I got back the first mix from our first record. I always recorded our stuff, and I was like, what the hell is he doing? Then Svanner, the mixing engineer, and I really wanted to know how to do this, and I spent the last 10 years figuring out how to do mix and mastering, and already mixed some records for other bands and produced and recorded stuff for other bands and friends. And I always played around with our own tracks, and I showed it to my guys, and they always said, it sounds awesome. Why do we pay someone else for mixing? So, and I also showed it to Central Media when we released the 7-inch last year. I already mixed, and they also said, sounds awesome. Why don't you mix the next Deserted Fear record? And I was like, I'm not sure, because when it's your own stuff, you're never done. So
right, that was gonna be my comment. Is, do you feel you're too close to it to actually complete it?
It's in some way, but also you are able to do 100% what you have in mind. I mean, it's the sound I always had in mind during the writing of the album. So that's the other good side. Well,
I don't know, when I've done stuff for projects I've worked on, and I plan on doing the mixing myself, I spend so much more time on the recording side of things to say, nope, that's not the sound yet. Nope, that's not the sound yet. And then when it comes to mixing, it's just like, we're there, we're done.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was almost mixed when it was written.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, well, it's been 10 minutes. You said 10 minutes, so you have to go now.
Nice.
Fantastisch. Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Scheißeschön. Yeah. Beautiful, sir. Well, thank you so much for popping on. I really appreciate it. I will link to the VOD, or the video, that will be available for about 14 days on Twitch. You can send that out to your fans. And then we're going to download it over here on our side, and then edit it wherever it needs editing, and put it up on YouTube, and we'll let you know when it's available on YouTube. And then right now, as we speak, I did a few kind of reaction videos in a way, but like while I'm preparing for the interviews, some people have said you should do reaction videos. Well, I don't really want to do reaction videos, but while I'm preparing for the interview and making notes, I'm like, you know what, why don't we all watch the video and post that? So those will be linked up there as well. Yeah, there it is.
Hey, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. Not the typical questions, so the more nerdy stuff. So that's, I like it.
Sweet. All right. Well, you have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday evening, sir.
Thank you. I have to prepare for the shows coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, that's exciting. Are you guys nervous about that? Excited about that? How has the show thing been going in Germany for a while?
Last Saturday we played our first show since 2 years.
Wow. Was it rusty?
Yes.
How was it?
We were pretty nervous. I almost shit in my pants before the show. Really. I can't remember when I was that nervous.
How do I play the guitar?
It was just crazy. But when we have been on stage, it was, like always. So a lot of fun and it was great. And it's still difficult. I mean, we planned 10 shows, 10 release shows, and 8 were canceled. But we were able to book 3 other shows, and now we are at 5. We played already 1 and 4 coming tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Looking forward.
Yeah, very much so. Do you guys live stream any of your shows, or where can we keep up to date with that kind of stuff? The website? Das Website? Das site?
The website?
The website.
The website.
Sorry.
Yeah. I have to think about too.
Mein Deutsch ist schlecht.
Mein Deutsch ist also schlecht.
Gut. Scheiße.
Yeah, just follow us on Instagram and stuff. Yeah, okay. But we don't live stream so far. But yeah,
okay,
because we want people to come to the show.
Yeah, that's right. There's an experience you'd be missing otherwise. You get the wind of that 5150. It's like, whoa. And then your hair, like wisp, and like, oh, I just got hit in the face with hair. And then all of a sudden that ride bell, bing, and then 3 Chinas. Cool. All right.
John, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
Welcome. Cheers.
See you soon.